Hello to the newest group of Human Development and Family Studies. We shorten that to HDFS course developers for our online bachelor's program. I'm so excited to get you all oriented and onto our team, and very excited today to give you a little preview to what our courses look like. So what's on your screen right now is a preview of what our course looks like in Canvas. And Canvas is our learning management system that we use at Maryville. And I want to show you and highlight a few things that might be different from courses that you have taught before for other universities. And I think it's going to help you familiarize yourself with our process and then also help you with brainstorming ideas. A few things to note. We are very creative in our process. We encourage you to come up with creative activities, use your imagination, and we have a wonderful team of designers who comes behind you and brings those ideas to life. And so your job is to come up with the ideas, come up with the content, pass that along to your designer who's going to help you then bring the content to life. So today I am giving you a preview of one of our completed classes. This is HDFS 120, Introduction to Child Life. I think it provides a nice overview of how things work. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into our modules section. Every course is going to look very similar in terms of our home pages, our syllabus content, and everyone will have content to RedShelf, which is our digital textbook materials. But our modules is where things get a little bit different. I see our modules to be like your lecture material, what you would do in class or activities that you would do in class. And so we do have the textbook, we have outside readings, but our materials online are actually interactive, they're engaging, they're enhancing your textbook material. So we do expect that there is quite a bit of developing of content that goes in each week. So here's an example. This is week 1 in Intro to Child Life. And for every week you will have some similar pieces. One is an overview, and this overview, hopefully this is coming up here, could be done in lots of different ways. Some of our instructors do create video content, and we really love video content. We have a great team also of videographers and a video editing team who can help you create what you want, whether you record at home or if you are local, you're able to get to Maryville to do the recording. You'll see that it is branded. I'm going to push play here.
This week we will
and they format so that it looks branded for Maryville and provide a nice background for you. It's also nice that our video editing will also caption and closed caption everything so that we can make those accessible. So you are welcome to spot where you would like to have videos. Then each week, of course, we'll have learning objectives and you will list the required readings. And so that's oftentimes a good place to start as you're brainstorming is what are your objectives and your required readings going to be. All right, I'm moving along. So after that, we're going to jump into the content. And I encourage every instructor or course designer to have an outline of what they're hoping their different page outlines will be. Again, you're going to see here video content, outside articles, notes and ideas of how to think about things, pullouts, and additional reading content that you can see here. So what you are going to put together again is a list of the content, and then your designer can come in, format all this stuff, put in all the links, find and make icons for you, decide which parts maybe need to be highlighted in boxes. But this can give you a good understanding of about how much goes on a page of content. We don't have a rule on that, but it's just a suggestion. I'm going to keep going through. You can see here this a lot of times we'll layer things, you know, a little introduction and then maybe a piece to read, watch, or listen to a podcast. And then you'll see some kind of questions to prompt students as they watch or access that resource. I'm going to keep going through so you can see some more examples of how these are integrated. I personally love visuals, so integrating things like charts are great and will be a good overview for you. All right, as we jump in, you can see highlighting any long-term assignments is a really great thing we can integrate into our content. And so if you're going to choose to do a bigger assignment, I do encourage you to introduce that in the first 2 weeks so that students have an idea of what they're going to be doing. And we develop rubrics for every assignment. So any assignment that's graded should also have a rubric included. Our design team will help give you some ideas. I do have some standard rubrics that I'll pass along to our designers so that you can think about that. But this shows you a good idea of what that might look like. We do have students do presentations, and because we're in a field where students are often going to be required to do presentations and work with people, we encourage those types of assignments. And in fact, we have really great instructions for students that you don't have to write, that our design team will import for you. So if you want to do student introduction or student presentations, that is absolutely a possibility. And so these are more tutorials on that for this assignment. Let me scroll down. And if you want those things, you're just going to ask your designer. Again, this is more tutorials on how to use things. By the time students get to most of your classes, they'll have had these other classes. So that is good. Now, we do use discussion boards, kind of the method du jour in online course development, and we do that. And one thing I want to note is that I encourage you to, with your discussions, provide options for questions and to think through critical thinking levels. And so I do want the questions to be engaging and helpful. I know for those of you who are teaching like policy and research, you know, if we need to develop some more like equation type questions, we do have stuff like that as well that we can do within our courses. All right, and then assignments, again, you would develop a rubric and an assignment. I'm really into reflection papers. We have those integrated in most of our courses, and so I would encourage you to consider reflective type papers as a really valid and solid option. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else I want to highlight. Yep. So the final thing in every week is a summary and activities checklist. Your designer will develop this for you in terms of the design and format. But just again to think through, we'll always go right back to the objectives and then what students need to do each week. And so this is what a week looks like. It is a lot of work to develop. And we do have pretty high expectations for that level of content. And so if you are developing a course you've taught before, you know, consider getting out your PowerPoints or your lecture notes and figuring out what that might look like on pages, which videos you might show in class that we now want to integrate into our online content, outside articles that would be supplementary, helpful for students to read. And then also consider what are the video content that you might make yourself. So what are things and stories and anecdotes that you could explain better on video than you would in writing? And start making a list of those as well so that we can start to begin to think about what type of personalized videos we might need to make. So this was an overview for you. I also wanted to show you one of our more, oops, I need to leave student view, one of our more creative assignments that might give you a great, some good ideas. So this is human development throughout the lifespan, and kind of one of our first really unique assignments that we developed for this course is the My Child Journal. Hold on, let me show you what this looks like. So the My Child Journal is actually a student project where they draw cards that are virtual scenarios with students. So I'm going to bring open the first one. And again, our design team helped create this. And so each week, students shuffle a deck and pick a card, and it comes up with a scenario. And again, our design team developed these. I sent along the info, and then they put it together. You'll see the same is true a few times. It'll give updates on the child, and then families or students make a family scrapbook with what this information might need. So when I'm talking about creative creative assignments. This is the type of assignment that I'm talking about. I have other instructors who are doing things. Our infant and toddler development course, our instructor is having students come up with their own and put together their own um, uh, registry list at a Target or a Babies R Us or whatever. And so you can see that we think outside the box. We want really applicable and creative assignments, and we can use lots of digital media. We can use student presentations. We can even use whiteboard technology so that we can help bring this course to life as if the students were on ground. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you have a better picture of what our platform looks like, the expectations for writing, and the way that we approach online learning at Maryville, which is interactive, which is enhancing, and it's not just students going home and reading and posting a discussion board every week. We really would love to see them interacting in very real and applicable ways. So thanks for joining our team. I look forward to seeing your work. I look forward to see your courses come together, and you can always use me as a resource. I'll be sending this over along with a few templates and outlines and the course description for your course and any objectives we need to align with so that you can start getting ready for that kickoff meeting. Have a wonderful day.